What's going on, guys? It's Greg here, aka NYPrepper. In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about what kind of firearms you need to deal with dinosaurs. And in case you haven't heard, there's a Jurassic World movie coming out, and I figured it would be a good time to talk about what kind of firearms I would want to have if I were either going to Jurassic Park or if there were dinosaurs roaming the earth and I had to protect myself and survive in a Jurassic World. And so this new Jurassic World that's coming out, Jurassic World Dominion, it's supposed to be the final Jurassic Park movie in the whole Jurassic Park series. So there were 3 Jurassic Parks, and then there's going to be 3 Jurassic Worlds, and that's going to end the entire Jurassic Park and Jurassic World franchise of films, supposedly. I'm sure they'll probably make more movies in the future, maybe even a TV show. So what kind of guns do you want to have on your person and available to you if we lived in a Jurassic World? If the dinosaurs escaped from Jurassic Park, or somehow they got from Jurassic Park to the mainland, which is the story of the Jurassic World movies, and this particular Jurassic World, the Jurassic World Dominion, the final movie in the series, deals with dinosaurs living on the mainland and spreading around the world. So you definitely need some serious firepower when you're dealing with dinosaurs. Now, if you guys haven't seen the first Jurassic Park movie, I recommend you watch it. When I was a kid growing up in the 90s, I think I watched that movie thousands of times. And one of my favorite characters in that movie was Muldoon. Muldoon was the park ranger from South Africa. I think he was also a safari hunter as well, and he actually chose the SPAS 12 pump-action shotgun as his primary weapon in that movie. And then in the second Jurassic Park Lost World, there was a safari hunter by the name of Roland Tempo, and he wanted to bag a male T-Rex, and he brought along, I believe it was a 500 nitro double rifle or something similar. I think it was some kind of 50 caliber double rifle, I think made by Sabati. I'll have to take a look into that more. So interesting choices of weaponry. Now in the Jurassic World movie, the first Jurassic World, the primary weapon of choice for the main protagonist, played by Chris Pratt, was a 45-70, and here what you're looking at is my Marlin 1895 45-70 that I've customized a long time ago. So interesting choice of weapons, different types of weapons used by the protagonists. In the first movie, you had the SPAS 12 heavily used by Muldoon and also by Alan Grant. And in the second movie, you had a double rifle used by Roland Tembo. And some of the other guys in the second Jurassic Park, they had different types of AR-10s, which is what you see here. This is my POF Rogue AR-10 chambered in .308. Bunch of guys had AR-10s. There were some guys that had 416 Remington Magnums. So just a wide variety of weapons in the movies. So I want to go over my picks and what guns I would want to have on me or available to me, and in what situations would I use them. So the first thing we're going to start with is heavy firepower, okay? You need a firearm that can bring down a T-Rex, a Spinosaurus, Indominus Rex, or whatever. I think in this new movie, Jurassic World Dominion, they're going to have the Gigantosaurus, which is the largest theropod. Theropod was the predatory dinosaurs like the T-Rex and the Spinosaurus and those types. So what kind of firearm would you need to bring down a T-Rex? Could you even bring down a T-Rex? Not only T-Rexes, but there are other types of dinosaurs that are not even carnivores that are as dangerous as a T-Rex, if not more. For example, Triceratops, Stegosaurus. You're talking about dinosaurs that are as big as elephants, basically, some of them bigger, with all kinds of, bony structures that protect them. Ankylosauruses, which are those dinosaurs that have like the armor on their back. They kind of look like an armadillo, and they have the tail with that huge like ball of bone in their tail that they can, whack you with it. You got the Stegosauruses, which have the bony plates on their spine to protect their spine. The Triceratops, which to me is very similar to like a prehistoric rhino. And to me, a Triceratops would be harder to bring down than a T-Rex, in my opinion. So you need some heavy, heavy firepower if you're dealing with a Jurassic World. My choice would be some kind of a big bore rifle that has at least 5,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. So you would need some kind of a safari rifle. And what you're looking at here is my Ruger M77 Hawkeye guide gun, chambered in .416 Ruger. And this is an elephant gun. And I've done a tremendous amount of testing with this rifle. And I can penetrate through basically 3 feet of wood with this rifle. Okay, I've shot through 26 Douglas fir 2x10 framing joists with this rifle. Okay, I've shot through 75 sheets of 1/2-inch plywood and 110 sheets of drywall. Rifle clean through a 2-foot diameter fresh white oak log. Okay, so this rifle could easily penetrate deep enough to reach the brain or other vital areas of a T-Rex or Triceratops. If the Triceratops is charging me, I need some kind of bullet that can penetrate through that bony shield that it has on its face that protects the rest of its body. So you need some insane penetration. You also need big bullets that can leave a large wound channel. So you're going to want something that's at least 40 caliber in diameter, okay, 40 caliber minimum. And you're going to want at least 5,000 foot-pounds. And for me, the .416 Ruger is absolutely perfect. This particular one, the Ruger guide gun, has a 20-inch barrel, so it's very easy to carry. It's very stubby and easy to carry in jungly terrain where dinosaurs like to hang out. And if you guys have never seen a .416 Ruger cartridge, that's what it looks like right there. Okay, here we have 2 penetrator rounds. On the left, we have the Hornady Dangerous Game Solid. It's a 400 grain bullet. It's got a steel jacket. And this is the one that I penetrated through 26 2x10s with. And this is a Buffalo Bore 350 grain solid copper alloy bullet here. And these can generate over 5,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. And the Buffalo Bore can generate 5,500 foot-pounds of muzzle energy, which is a lot of energy, guys. That's like double the power of a 270 or a 30-06, okay? So the .416 Ruger can push a 400 grain bullet at 2,400 feet per second. And it's just a monstrously powerful cartridge. You need those large bullets. You need that energy to bring down those large dinosaurs. So I would definitely have my .416 Ruger. It's very light. Okay, I know a lot of people out there would want to have a 50 cal. Sounds good on paper having a 50 cal, but they weigh 30 pounds. Okay, how are you going to carry your 50 cal round. Moreover, what if a T-Rex is charging you and you got to wield that 50 cal and get a good sight picture on that T-Rex, okay, or on that Triceratops? It's not easy to do that with a 30-pound rifle, okay? It's going to tire you out. So to me, a 50 cal is just not practical. An elephant gun, such as this 416 Ruger, is much better because it's only 8 pounds naked. With the scope, it's pushing 10 pounds. I can hold 4 rounds in this rifle. It's controlled round feed. It has a Mauser style claw extractor on the bolt, so I could literally cycle this rifle from any angle, upside down. If I get knocked over by, let's say, a charging animal, charging dinosaur, I can still cycle the bolt. I don't have to be in a perfect position. I don't have to worry about jamming, okay? Versus push feed, your cartridges will jam if you try to run them upside down or at weird angles. And I just have an Athlon 1 to 6 power scope, and that's exactly what you would want. You'd want a low power scope, okay? So you can make some shots at distance if you have to, up to, let's say, 200 yards. But you want to have something that can go down to 1 or 2 power for quick shots up close. And you always want to have backup sights on all of your rifles, especially when we're talking about dinosaurs. And here I have these custom night sights that were made by a company called Tool Tech Gun Sight, and they're based out of Michigan. And I have an express rear sight here with 2 tritium vials. And those 2 tritium vials in the rear line up with the tritium vial on the front sight. So you line up the 3 dots in the middle of the darkness and you got yourself a sight picture. So first thing would be an elephant gun or some kind of rifle that has 5,000 foot-pounds of muzzle energy and minimum 40 caliber. That's my choice. So any of the 416s would be good. 416 Ruger, 416 Rigby, 416 Remington Magnum, 416 Weatherby. You could go up to 458 Win Mag, 458 Lot, etc., etc. Okay, you want something like that. I personally prefer the Ruger because it's got a 20-inch barrel and it's much lighter and more compact. And I just love this rifle. It's what I'm used to and what I've used extensively. So this is my choice. Also, you want to be able to carry your reloads. And here I have this nice leather cartridge cuff made by Mason Leather, which is a small business that is veteran owned. And you can get yourself a cartridge cuff like this if you go to masonleather.com and you use my promo code NY10. You can get 10% off. And these cartridge cuffs are excellent because they hold the rounds perfectly. Look at that, guys. They're just tight enough where they're not going to fall out, but they're not too tight where you can't get them out, and just nice, thick, high-quality leather. Okay, no cheap nylon that you buy for $10 on Amazon. Invest some money and get yourself something like this if you're going to be dealing with dinosaurs. So that's my number 1 choice. You definitely want to have some kind of an elephant gun, okay, big bore rifle, 5,000 foot-pounds or more, and minimum 40 caliber. Now, I do want to mention the 4570 because it was in the first Jurassic World, and the Marlin 1895 SBL was the rifle that Chris Pratt carried in Jurassic World, and the 1895 SBL is a great rifle. It's got an 18.5-inch barrel, and my rifle here is very similar. This one has a 22-inch barrel, and I had it customized. I extended the magazine tube, so this magazine tube can hold 8 rounds in it, plus 1 in the chamber. That's 9 rounds of 4570 with the quick lever to cycle. It's a little bit faster than a bolt. Plus, you got a lot of capacity in there, 9 rounds of 4570. Now, the 4570, in my opinion, would not have enough penetration to bring down a T-Rex or a Triceratops effectively like the 416 Ruger, okay? And the 416 Ruger has over double the penetration capability of a 4570. And if you want to see my penetration tests with these two rifles, check out my 416 Ruger playlist and my 4570 playlist. I got all my tests in there. And for example, I penetrated through 10 2x10s with the 4570 using 500 grain Buffalo Bore full metal jackets and 380 grain Buffalo Bore mono metals. Okay, so 10 2x10s with premium ammo versus 416 Ruger 26 2x10s with basic Hornady ammo, not even premium ammo. So huge difference in penetration. Still, the 4570 is a great choice for a Jurassic world. It's got a lot of horsepower, and you got the quick cycling of the lever here. And this is a Wild West Guns big loop lever. I got a forward mounted scope on here. This is a Burris 2-to-7 power handgun scope with quick detach rings on it. And I also have tritium on this sight here. This is an iron sight. You can see the tritium vial on that front sight post there. And I have a ghost ring rear. You need to have night sights on your primary weapons and even your secondary weapons. You need to have night sights, especially when you're dealing with dinosaurs, which are nocturnal. You're not going to be able to choose when you get to use your weapon. They're going to choose that for you, okay? So you need to have night sights. You need to have the capability to use your weapons in the dark if we're talking about a Jurassic world. And this rifle right here was my very first rifle. My dad bought this for me when I was 16. When I turned 16, it was a gift, and I still have it today. 20 years later, I take great care of it. Another thing, too, is you're going to want quick detach rings, okay? Here on my 416 Ruger, I have these steel quick detach rings, okay, that are made by Alaska Arms, LLC. And they have a return to zero capability, as well as these rings here also return to zero. You want that quick detach capability so you can take that scope off. If, let's say, for example, I'm hiking and, I'm trying to run away from a pack of velociraptors, and I'm running away through some dense forest, and I slide down a hill and I bang my scope against a rock and it breaks. I'm going to want to be able to take that scope off quickly so I can get back into the fight, all right, and use my express sights at close quarters, okay? So 4570 is still a great choice. I think 4570 would be a little bit too light for T-Rex and Triceratops and Stegosaurus. I don't know if it would penetrate deep enough or do enough damage, but still it's a lot better than nothing. I think it would be great for raptors because you got that lever, and with the lever you can cycle quickly, and if you got like 10 raptors and they're surrounding you, you can just drop them one by one really quickly. That lever is just super fast, and if you have a full-length magazine tube like I have on this one, 8 rounds plus 1 in the chamber, that's 9 rounds of 4570. You can take down a whole pack of raptors, and with this forward-mounted scope, it's super quick at close quarters. When those raptors are charging you, you can bring this rifle up quick, and on low power, you can acquire your target. It's as fast as a reflex sight. So, moving on from the heavy stuff, we're going to get into just a general-purpose rifle, and you're going to want, in my opinion, an AR-10. Okay, so you're going to want your heavy rifle for the heavy stuff, for the big stuff, the T-Rexes, the Stegosauruses, the Triceratops, whatever, the big dinos. But you're going to want a general purpose rifle for even people, okay? We've seen in Jurassic Park how people can really be as bad as the dinosaurs, okay? And there's a lot of, just villainous people in this world that try to take advantage of situations. So you're going to want something that you can defend yourself with against people, as well as medium to small size dinosaurs. And for me, an AR-10 in 308 is perfect because it's got a lot of energy up close. You're not going to be shooting at raptors from 1,000 yards away. So therefore, in my opinion, a 6.5 Creedmoor would be less useful. I think an AR-10 in 308 with a short to medium length barrel. I have a 16-inch barrel on this one, but you can get an 18 or 20-inch barrel. I wouldn't go more than 20. You want to be able to comfortably carry the rifle all day long. This is something that's going to be on your person constantly. And you're not going to really carry the heavy rifle all the time unless you know you're going to run into a T-Rex. You're definitely going to want to have the heavy rifle close by, okay? But the combat rifle, your general purpose rifle, you're going to want it on you all the time. And especially if you're in raptor country, I think an AR-10 in 308 is perfect raptor medicine. One shot, one kill with an FMJ round. That'll take down a raptor. It'll penetrate clean through the whole raptor. I've shot through actually 8 2x10s with FMJ ammo out of this AR-10. And this is a POF Rogue, okay? And I got this SIG scope on here, 2 to 10 power, and I got a Burris fast fire mounted on top. Okay, so I can quickly acquire my sight picture at close range with the reflex sight if I don't want to go into the scope. But even with the scope, I got 2 to 10 power, so at 2 power, this will still function almost like a red dot, basically. Got a 20 round steel magazine. And it's just a basic AR-10, nothing too fancy here. I don't have any vertical grips. I don't have any, tactical stuff, just a basic bipod. I got a flash hider that can accept a suppressor can over it. I got tritium flip-up sights for backup, and this is also quick detach, so I can quickly detach the scope if I need to, okay, with these big levers here, okay, and this is the Sig Sauer Whiskey 5 2 to 10, and I think 2 to 10 is the perfect magnification range for an AR-10 in 308. This is basically a 0 to 700 yard rifle, and with the 308 you get a lot of close range power with heavy bullets. You can use even 180 grain bullets out of the 308. You can use bonded bullets like an AccuBond, or you can use LRX even, or TTSX, TSX, solid copper expanding bullets. You can use those. In my opinion, though, you definitely want FMJ rounds for number 1, reliability, and number 2, penetration. Dinosaurs are very thick-skinned, so you want to use penetrating bullets. You don't want to use expanding bullets, okay? So even like a Velociraptor has pretty thick skin. If you think about like a crocodile, that's what the skin of a Velociraptor is like. It's like crocodile skin. So you definitely want FMJs. And same thing with your heavy gun. Don't bother with soft points. You're going to want some solids, okay, like these two right here. These are steel jacketed solid on the left and solid copper alloy bullet on the right, okay? You want penetrators. So AR-10, 308, my choice for just a general purpose rifle, and also for raptors. If I'm going into an area with a lot of raptors, I'll probably just leave the 416 Ruger at home and take the AR-10 and a couple of spare mags on a chest rig, and I could take down easily hundreds of raptors, as long as they don't get too close. But, you could easily take down a whole pack of raptors with an AR-10 and 308. A lot of firepower. And again, if you have to deal with people, bad people, you could easily, this will go out to 700 yards and still have the same killing power as a 9mm at point blank range at 700 yards. So a lot of power and very reliable, proven cartridge. So moving on from rifles, okay, so we got our battle rifle, general purpose rifle, Raptor rifle, and we got our heavy rifle. Now we're going to move on into handguns. A handgun is very important. Okay, what happens if something happens to your rifle? You get a jam at a bad time. You need to be able to transition to some kind of a backup weapon. So my choices for handguns are big bore revolvers and 10 millimeter. Okay, so down here we got two 10 millimeters. On the right here we got a Glock 20 Gen 4, and I got the 33 round magazine, which I think would be very useful in a Jurassic world. Okay, because if you're surrounded by raptors, you're going to want that capacity, because you might miss a couple of shots when they're coming in at 60 miles an hour. So this would be a very good handgun for raptors, because you got that capacity. You definitely want to have some kind of a light on your handgun, or at least have a flashlight nearby that you can use. I just have this Olight Balder, and I got the laser on it, so I got the light plus the laser. But high capacity, 33 round magazine, 33 rounds of 10 millimeter, guys. That is just absolutely insane. Actually, I'm sorry, it's 30 rounds, not 33 rounds, okay? 30 rounds of 10 millimeter, that's enough to bring down an entire pack of raptors just with one magazine, as long as you're using the right ammo and you're a good shooter. Again, you want to use solid bullets, no expanding bullets. I recommend the Buffalo Bore Heavy 10 millimeter Outdoorsman. That's the most powerful factory 10 millimeter round that I've tested. It's got the highest velocity and the best penetration. If you want to see some of the videos I've done with that, check out my 10 millimeter playlist. Okay, so Glock 20 with a 30 round magazine. I got this Hogue rubber grip because my hands might be sweaty. I'm going to be out, chasing dinosaurs, running away from dinosaurs. I'm going to be out in the elements. So I want some good grip on my handgun, okay? And also I have night sights on my handguns as well. I have to put the rear sight in. I only have the front night sight on this one. I still have to put the rear one in, but that's going to be put in soon. So you want night sights on your handguns as well. Here I have my Rock Island Armory 1911 10 millimeter. This is a double stack 10 millimeter. It's got a 16 round magazine. Okay, 16 round 1911 in 10 millimeter. Okay, lots of power, lots of penetration, very reliable. Okay, 1911, the most reliable semi-automatic ever made. Okay, survived several wars. Here I just got this Olight. Also, it's got a laser on it, and I just have a red filter on it for low vis situations where I want to maintain some stealth. I also got a threaded barrel on here if I want to put a can on it, okay? So 10 millimeters, great option. Even better option, in my opinion, if you can handle it, is a big bore revolver. Here on the left is a 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum, and this is a Buffalo Bore 440 grain hard cast. This is an absolute monster of a round here. This will generate 2,500 foot-pounds out of this 6.5 inch barrel, guys. So that's the same amount of energy as a 270 or a 308. That's just a lot of power out of a 6.5 inch barrel handgun that only weighs about 3.5 pounds. And I can carry this with me everywhere I go. And I also have night sights on this. These were also made by Tooltech Gun Sight. Okay, custom night sights. I got the Ghost Ring rear with tritium. All right, 5 round cylinder. It's only 5 rounds because it's a very high pressure cartridge. So they can only do 5 round cylinders because they need enough steel between each chamber so the cylinder doesn't blow apart. All right, and this is a 6.5 inch barrel Smith & Wesson Model 500. It's got the ports on the top, okay? Just a beautiful handgun. This is my favorite handgun, to be honest with you guys. And you can actually purchase low recoil loads, and it feels very comfortable. But this is a great option for Jurassic World. This will take down a lot of big dinosaurs, raptors. For raptors, I would prefer the 10mm for the capacity, because you don't really need a ton of penetration for a raptor. But the 500 would be a better choice if I knew I was going to be coming into contact with larger dinosaurs. Also, just for general purpose, I would probably want the 500 over the 10mm. And then here I have my 44 Magnum snub nose. This is an excellent choice. This is a Smith & Wesson model 629 Performance Center with a 2 5/8 inch barrel. And I'll get around 900 foot-pounds of energy out of this little barrel here, okay? That's a ton of power in such a small package. And this 44 Magnum is solid steel, and it weighs around the same as this 4.6 inch barrel Glock 20, but it has 30% more power. So, and it's got a 6-round cylinder. I also have night sights on this revolver, okay? So that's my third weapon choice, some kind of a sidearm. 10mm, I would choose either the 1911 Rock Island Armory or the Glock 20 with the 30-round mag if I'm going up against raptors. For general purpose, I would prefer the 500 Magnum or the 44 Magnum. So moving on from handguns, we're going to talk about the last category of firearm that you're going to want to have in a Jurassic World, and that's just a good old-fashioned pump-action 12-gauge shotgun. And this is a Remington 870, and I have the heat shield on there. I have these Scattergun Technologies night sights. I have a side saddle, and with the shotgun, you're going to want a variety of different ammunition. Here I have some Brennick Special Forces Magnum slugs, which are like a special hard slug made of a hard cast lead. And then here I have triple-aught buck, okay, triple-aught buck 3-inch alternated with these Special Forces Magnum slugs, the hard cast slugs. You're going to want something that can penetrate, okay? So triple-aught buck, copper plated preferably, will have a lot of knockdown power. And then the Special Forces Magnum slug can penetrate through hard objects, including dinosaur skin. I got a flashlight on here mounted to it, okay? And just a basic stock here. This is a Hogue stock. Absolutely love this stock. I'm not a big fan of fancy tactical stuff. I like to keep things simple, but I love this Hogue stock. It's a huge improvement over the regular Remington stock. And I just got the factory Remington, you know, slim pump here. I don't like too much crap on my weapons. I like to keep them clean and simple. I don't like too many accessories. Okay, and here's that Scattergun Technologies rear ghost ring sight with tritium vials, so I can use this at night as well. Just a simple 2-point sling, guys. And why would I want to use a shotgun? Well, shotgun could be good for raptors. Going back to Muldoon and Alan Grant in the first movie, they used the SPAS 12, and a lot of people were wondering, oh, why would you use 12 gauge in Jurassic Park? You know, you don't have the penetration. Shotguns don't penetrate well. But here's the thing, okay, Muldoon and Alan Grant, they didn't care about bringing down a T-Rex. They cared about the raptors. And in my opinion, for raptors, I think a 12 gauge is excellent because remember, the raptors move very fast, okay? They can run up to 60 miles an hour. They can jump, 30 feet. When you're dealing with something that moves that fast, a shotgun is excellent because there's a little bit more forgiveness. You don't need to have perfect sight alignment because you're going to have a spread of pellets that's about 1 foot in diameter. Okay, so it's for close quarters, dealing with a pack of raptors. I think a nice pump action shotgun. This has an 18-inch barrel. I think this is great. You could also get one of the Mossberg Shockwaves. That would be great too if you can control it. I prefer just a regular shotgun with a stock, just because I could actually use this as a pistol grip. All I have to do is just tuck the stock here under my armpit, and this turns into a pistol grip shotgun. Okay, but I think this is an excellent choice for raptors. Also for opportunistic hunting, you can keep some bird shot around if you want to provide some food for yourself. If you're far away from home and you're stranded somewhere and you're surrounded by dinos, you may have to shoot some kind of game animal to provide sustenance for yourself. So shotgun's great for that, but I think for raptors up close, I think a 12 gauge pump. You got the reliability of a Remington 870, super reliable, pump, manually operated. I think for close range situations with raptors, it's an excellent choice. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's my Jurassic World loadout. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Feel free to do a video response and share your Jurassic World firearms. Okay, I'd love to watch your videos, and if you do a video response, just tag me so I know that you did a video. Just tag me in it so I can get an alert that someone mentioned me. But that's pretty much it, guys. Heavy rifle, minimum 40 caliber and 5,000 foot-pounds. 416 Ruger is my choice for the big stuff. For raptors and general purpose, AR-10 308. For sidearms, Glock 20 or Rock Island Armory 1911 10 millimeter. 30 round magazine for the Glock 20 if I'm dealing with raptors. 500 Magnum if I expect to run into larger dinosaurs and I need some penetration. And finally, 12 gauge shotgun for raptors and for hunting. And 44 Magnum snub nose is just a great backup gun. It's very compact and light. You can stow it easily. Doesn't take up a lot of real estate. You can actually see, if you compare the size, the 44 Magnum is actually kind of the same size as the Glock 20. The Glock is actually even a little bit bigger, okay? But the 44 has more power. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoy Jurassic World Dominion. Take care, God bless, and don't forget the 3 Ps. Prepare, practice, and persevere.